to the Ungovernables, the Captain's Crew, the LFA family, McGroin Nation. We're coming to you live from the deep red state of Tennessee on rumble.com/LFA TV. Welcome to Ungoverned, as always, here on a Monday morning, a wild weekend. Wasn't it a wild weekend? It was. White House Correspondents Dinner, shooting, craziness that ensued there. What is the overall moral of the story? The overall moral of the story is what it has been for a long time. The problem is we are in the 90-second attention span era. The TikTok video, everyone gets their news in short bits era. We are in the, what's the current thing era. And so, unfortunately, just like we said, I'm not saying we gotta, this has to be, the primary topic of discussion from now until forever. Right? But, I mean, we saw this after Butler, and then we saw this after the Palm Beach golf course. And, I have a feeling we're going to see this now. Because this is just the way it is, and the news cycle is fluid, and there are other things that are going on and other things worthy of conversation. But we're all righteously upset now. We're all upset now that this is the country the left has forced us to live in. They are the party of violence. They've always been the party of violence. They are the party that assassinated Lincoln. They are the party that assassinated MLK. They are the party that assassinated JFK. They are the party of violence. Period. The left is the party of violence. They're a death cult. Someone didn't like the fact that I referred to them as a death cult. And he was on our side. No, you're talking about how their rhetoric is inflammatory and then you're calling them a death cult. Yeah, because they are a death cult. They refer to Trump as Hitler. They refer to us as Nazis. They don't call us a Nazi because they think we're Nazis. They call us a Nazi. They call us Nazis so that people come out and try to kill us because it makes sense to kill Nazis. This is a party that has revolved a significant portion of their messaging around abortion. They're a death cult. When they call Trump Hitler, is it inflammatory? Is it incendiary? Is it meant to stoke a reaction from their people and from our side? Yes, it is. But it's not true. Donald Trump, and by the way, and this is the craziest part, Donald Trump can't both be Hitler and controlled by Israel at the same time. One of those two things has to be false. In this case, both of them are false. He's not controlled by Israel, but he has a good relationship with them, and he's clearly not Hitler. Look at how long it's taken to put some of these people in jail. Antifa, a couple of prosecutions. You think Hitler would have waited for the courts? So, you say, okay, don't call the left a death cult, because that's just as incendiary as the left calling Trump Hitler. What's the difference, though? What is the main difference between me calling the left and the Democrat Party a death cult and the Democrats and the left calling Trump Hitler and people like me Nazis? The difference is they're lying. I'm not. There is evidence of their behavior, their reactions to tragedies, their messaging that shows you that the Democrat Party is, in fact, a death cult. If you're not on board with the death and the violence, you're out of the cult. If you're not extreme about abortion, you're out of the cult. If you don't want Trump to die, you're out of the cult. If you don't fantasize about his death and start death rumors like we saw last year on Labor Day weekend, you're out of the cult. If you don't think MAGA supporters are Nazis, you're out of the cult. They're a death cult. They celebrated the death of Charlie Kirk. They were distraught over the fact that Thomas Matthew Crooks at Butler, Pennsylvania was not successful. They were upset with the fact that Ryan Wesley Ruth on the golf course in Florida in September of 2024 was not successful. They love Luigi Mangione. They've learned nothing since Steve Scalise nearly died on the congressional baseball field. And now you've got people who are upset that Cole Thomas Allen, this deranged, psychopathic teacher from California, didn't make it into the room of journalists and take shots at Donald Trump's cabinet member and at Donald Trump himself. So don't lecture me about don't call them a death cult. You're never going to achieve peace that way. They are a death cult. The Democrat Party is a death cult. Period. And you can't prove me wrong. Everything revolves around death. Everything. If we don't have health care for all, people are going to die. They even message about it. People are going to die. They are the party of death. We've been calling them this for years. They are the party of death. This is the country that they're forcing us to live in now. These are the people they glorify. Hassan Piker, Mangione, Thomas Crooks, Ryan Wesley Ruth, Tyler Robinson, and so on and so forth. And let me just get this out of the way now. If you are one of these people, like the Trisha Hopes of the world on X, who Marjorie Taylor Greene reposted, who even utter, you better have evidence or I'm going to light you up like it's freaking July 4th. Oh, Donald Trump staged another fake assassination. Get the hell out of here. Just get out of here. Is nothing real? Why? Because you saw, what? Let me guess. You saw a video on TikTok of somebody giving a hand signal, adjusting their ball cap. That must be the accomplice. You people are freaking bananas. Everything is staged. It's a movie. It's a script. You people are freaking, but you're nuts. You people are nuts. I don't know how you survive. I don't know how you could possibly live day to day in a healthy fashion if you think everything that your own eyes and ears are seeing isn't real. What, you think the Truman Show is a real thing? That was a movie. This is real life. Do me a favor. Stop following lunatics and nutbags on the internet like the Tony Sarugas of the world. Remember the Zipline guy? That's the Zipline guy. Stop following lunatics and nutbags on social media who want you to, and then there was a guy, and he had a note, and the note said, Vivian. And Vivian is code for something I read on 4chan, which means it's all part of the plan. That guy was a performer. He was a mentalist, and he was, I think, predicting the name of the baby that Caroline Leavitt was about to have, and she was sitting right next to Melania at the dinner. Another one. Apparently, listen. You could like Erica Kirk. You could not like Erica Kirk. You could say that you think the way she grieves is weird. Whatever. I'm not going to nitpick somebody who lost the father of their kids. I'm just not going to engage in that. I just don't think I don't see that as a productive use of my time. You think it is? That's fine. It is clear that she is suffering from PTSD. It's clear. Okay? It's clear. Her husband was assassinated. Her kids don't have a dad. She's getting death threats because of a crazy woman online won't shut the hell up about conspiracy theories. And I got to watch people online mock this girl because she said she just wants to go home after what I imagine is something that absolutely stirred up a bunch of traumatic thoughts from when she saw her husband get shot in the neck. I got to watch people online who have never gone through something like that a day in their lives, and I don't want them to, mock this woman. Are you kidding me? You have nothing else you can do? You have to say, oh, she's so performative. Are you serious? You better pray to God that you never have to experience something that Erica Kirk experienced. Again, you don't have to love the way she's running the organization. You don't have to think she's a great person, but she's been through a lot, okay? And to see her coming out of the room and she's crying and saying, I just want to go home. It's clear that she's struggling, that there are traumatic emotions that are coming back to life because of what she had to sit through and what happened to her husband. If you're going to go online and start mocking her as, oh, what a performative woman, this is the most, shut up. Just be quiet. Okay, PTSD is a thing. No, she's not a veteran, but PTSD doesn't just happen to veterans. I'll tell you what, every time we hear sirens around this house, we think, here we go. They're coming again. Let's get ready to get swatted. That's, in a way, similar. Erica heard gunshots. People are ducking under tables. She just wanted to go home and was visibly distraught. And I've got to watch the vultures of the internet pick this woman apart because they want to believe it's fake. Again, if that's what you're doing, you're not helping anybody win. You're not doing anything productive. Easy E1013 says, well said. If you don't feel some empathy seeing her reaction, you need to reevaluate yourself. Yes. I'm not telling you have to get down on bended knee and genuflect at the altar of Erica Kirk. But come on, folks. You got to understand that she's going through some stuff. I'm not saying she's the perfect person. But it's clear what she's gone through. Anybody in that situation who had that reaction. You look at Melania's face. Horrified. Because this is now the third time that this has happened to her husband. Is that fake too? All right. We're going to get to this. I wanted to get all that out of the way because we have to address the lunatics first. Because if we don't address the lunatics first, they grow into a bigger problem later. And yes, I'm calling you lunatics. It's like the movie Inception, where the world, the message, the idea of this world is not real is put in your head. Now you just believe everything is fake. I'm not saying we get the whole story all the time. We don't, clearly. But if you're dealing with in absolutes here, if you believe the same thing, if you believe everything you hear is 100% real, you're in the middle. The truth is somewhere in the middle. It ain't all fake. It ain't all real. It's somewhere in here. All right. Let's take a quick break. Get to a word from our friends over at OFP Farms. OFPFarms.com, OFPFarms.com, OFPFarms.com. Promo code SHAWN. OFP Farms Mother's Day gift boxes are more than just a gift. They are an experience this Mother's Day. Give mom more than a gift. Give her a moment to feel pampered and truly treasured. At OFP Farms, every product is handcrafted right on their farm using fresh goat milk and grass-fed tallow, rich, nourishing ingredients that her skin will love. It is more than just skincare. It is a daily reminder that she deserves to slow down, care for herself, and feel appreciated. For a limited time, enjoy 20% off your entire order with the code SHAWN, SHAWN. Clean ingredients, small batches, real results from the best farm in the country, right to your mom's skin, because mom deserves to feel this good every single day. That is OFPFarms.com, promo code SHAWN, OFPFarms.com, promo code SHAWN. And a quick note, folks, Mother's Day is not that far away at this point. Was it 13 days? 12 days away? 13 days away? If you want your Mother's Day box to get there in time, you got to get those orders in soon. You know, you're dealing with shipping and all that. You know how that usually goes. OFPFarms.com, promo code SHAWN, 20% off, but get it done quickly. Number one, because they've got limited stock and you don't want to miss out. But number two, because you want it in time for Mother's Day. So get over to OFPFarms.com. Get in while the getting's good. OFPFarms.com, promo code SHAWN, SHAWN. OFPFarms.com, promo code SHAWN. Here's a quick video from the farm. OFPfarms.com, promo code SHAWN. Check them out. They're doing great work over there on the farm. All right, folks, next up, a word from our friends at Armra Colostrum. Colostrum has been a superfood, a biohack for yours truly. We love it. We love it. We love it. We love it. Up to 30% off at tryarmor.com/LFA TV. You guys know I'm always on the lookout for new ways to strengthen my immunity, specifically my gut health. Everything starts in that. I've heard this all the time. I thought it was a myth. Good health starts in the gut. I'm like, yeah, okay. It does. Folks, if your gut's healthy, the rest of your body's going to be much, much, much healthier and feel much better if you've got good gut health. You can improve your fitness and metabolism. You can enhance your skin and hair radiance as well. Check it out. Colostrum is the first nutrition that we ever receive in life. Contains all the essential nutrients that our bodies need in order to thrive. It can help reactivate your hair. It can help your skin glow. It can fortify your gut health and ignite your metabolism. And it can fuel your fitness, performance, and recovery. And now you can get up to 30% off of the best colostrum on the market. That's at tryarmor.com/LFATV, TRYARMRA.com/LFATV, tryarmor.com/LFATV for up to 30% off. Let's start the show and get into it. Obviously, we saw what happened. What was it, Saturday night? Is that when it was? The White House Correspondents Booth, Saturday night. It was Saturday night because Jimmy Fallon was supposed to be there. Jimmy Fallon has a show on Fox on Saturday night. He was going to be live from there. And all of a sudden, the news broke that there was a shooting at the White House Correspondents Dinner. And you saw the usual suspects, if you're on X, trying to say, oh, was this an attack on journalists? Really? An attack on journalists? Okay? Interesting. So you've had this dinner for a long time, the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Obama's been to the dinner. Biden's been to the dinner. This is the first time that Donald Trump, as president, has ever showed up to the dinner. And wouldn't you know it, it's the first time that there's been a shooting like this at the dinner. The variable is not journalists. The variable is who's present now that was never present before, and it's Donald Trump. Okay, so even before we got the manifesto, even before we found out who this guy was and found out that he was a teacher in California and found out that he donated to Kamala Harris and found out that he went to No King's protests and found out that he belongs to other left-wing organizations, before we knew all that, a reasonable, sane person can look at this and go, okay, so you have a shooting at the dinner. Could it have been like a drive-by outside the hotel? Yeah, but apparently this guy tried to get into the room. So clearly he was going after somebody or the group of people that were in that room. Now, if you look at this scientifically and say, what are the variables here? Who was in the room this time that was never in the room previously? And could that be a reason as to why there was a shooting? Well, you got the same White House press pool. I mean, some personnel may have changed, but the White House press pool, the correspondents were in there. The president's cabinet was in there, and the president was in there. This is the first time that Donald Trump, as a sitting U.S. president, has ever attended the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and this is the first time that a shooting like this has ever broken out at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. So you can look at that before you have any other evidence and say, hey, that could be a motive. But you have these people online that will do everything to deflect attention away from what makes the left of the Democrat Party the culprits of this violence. They did the same thing after Charlie Kirk. Jimmy Kimmel. Well, MAGA's trying to make this not look like it was one of their own. The Krasensteins. Oh, he grew up in a Republican family. The guy was a deranged, and this is what I was talking about. As soon as Candace Owens and the rest of that cult started him with, it wasn't Tyler Robinson. Do you understand you're giving aid and comfort to the left when you take the culpability away from them? And the best was Barack Obama. I really wish I could sound like Obama. My voice is too raspy to do Obama. But he's got such a distinct cadence. I saw some guy on Instagram. He is hilarious. He does like very short clips of like impressions of public figures. And he does them like as animals. So he's like, this is what Obama would sound like if he was a cow. And he just gets, you see his get him face right? He goes, Moo. Moo. It's like Obama. He did it. Obama as a rooster. He went, cock-a-doodle-doo. 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 So good. I don't know the guy's name. I don't know his politics. I don't care. It's so good.
Trump doing that would be funny.
Well, he's done that too. He's done like Trump as a rooster or like Trump as a cow. Moo. Boo. Bah. It's like he does various, but his Obama is so, his Trump, this guy's Trump. I don't even know I forget his name. I'll try and find one of his videos. Okay. It's so funny. His Obama is so good. You could tell that's his number one because his Trump sounds like Obama trying to do Trump. Okay. In a way. Yeah. It's so, but the Obama as a rooster is so cock-a-doodle do. It's so good. It's so, because Obama has that cadence. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You just had Russian.
Right. Well, because he has like Russians have that this. It has this. It has this back of throat. Yeah. And Obama he kind of has, I like to call it like, Trump has more of a sharp. It's sharp. It's sharp. Obama's more round. Mm-hmm. It's like that's what I see in my head when I hear an Obama voice. So it's one of the, anyway, we're getting way into the weeds here. Barack Obama, I meant to show you what he said because this is what the left tried to do. They're like, oh my gosh, we are so in deep doo-doo over this. And Obama, this is, by the way, yesterday at 4:15 p.m., despite the fact that the manifesto was out yesterday morning, 4:15 p.m. Central Time, 5 o'clock Eastern Time, Barack Obama. Although we don't yet have the details about the motives behind last night's shooting. Stop! Look at this. We don't have the motive? He gave us a manifesto. It's basically said, dear everyone, here's why I did it. We'll get to the manifesto in a second. But again, this is what the left loves to do. They will try and find any way to downplay any of their acts of political violence. Whether it's the Butler assassination attempt, whether it's the Steve Scalise shooting in 2017, whether it's the attempt on Trump's life on the golf course, whether it's, remember the Teslas, the firebombing of the Teslas, the anti-ICE protests, the riots of 2020, the riots of 2025 in Los Angeles. Oh, it's just a bunch of people standing around having fun watching cars burn. Remember that one? So here it was, CNN. This was, by the way, like an hour or two after the shooting. Here's CNN's reporting on it. White House Correspondents Dinner interrupted. That's all right, guys. It's just an interruption. It was just an interruption, don't you understand? Just an interruption. Here's the Washington Post. They're the ones famous for Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, austere religious scholar, passes away. Remember the founder and leader of ISIS? Here's the Washington Post. Trump evacuated from the White House Correspondents Dinner after loud noises. What's this, Anchorman? Loud noises! What was it? It was just, what was it, someone screaming? Someone playing their music a little too loud? Loud noises? What's interesting is that the loud noises characterization is not out of character for the Washington Post, because here's what they said after Butler. Trump escorted away after loud noises at the Pennsylvania rally. So I guess gunshots can just be minimized to loud noises. But wait. If you see a mass shooting and they think they can advance their gun control agenda, do you hear them say a mass loud noise event took place at a school this afternoon? Of course not. This is who they are. Okay? And this is something I put out yesterday, and it got a lot of attention, which is what I don't always post for attention. I post to get my voice out there. This got a lot of attention, and this is something I want to read to you and go over here. If you're thinking of sitting out of the midterms, I want you to think long and hard about what I'm about to talk about, okay? Are you thinking of sitting out the midterms? Do you really want Hakeem Jeffries. Hakeem Maximum Warfare Jeffries in charge of the House of Representatives. Is that what you want? Do you want to take a chance that these Democrats also gain power in the Senate? You want to give the party of open borders, COVID tyranny, and boys in the girls' room power again? You want to give that open borders party power again? The party of looking the other way on high crimes in your communities and sex offenders that are illegally present in our country, just roaming the streets looking to prey on your children? You want to give those people power? Is everything about the Republican Party perfect? Of course not. Is Congress doing a lousy job, the House and Senate? Yeah, they are. But here's my proposal. Instead of giving the power to Democrats again, why not expand both majorities and at the very least, keep the Democrats, the party of violence, the death cult, the party of open borders, the party of COVID tyranny, the party of boys in the girls' room. Let's at the very least, if the only thing we get for voting Republican is those people kept out of power, then it's a good reason to vote Republican. Here's the other thing. If you're expecting anything wildly significant or drastic to get passed with a slim majority, then you're not fully understanding how this game is played. Remember last year around this time, we started talking about the big, beautiful bill because the House was getting ready to pass it before Memorial Day weekend, which we're about a month away from. And I said, it is not going to be a perfect bill. You don't have the wiggle room to shut out major factions of the House Republican caucus because you only have a 2 or 3 seat advantage, which means everybody's vote holds more weight, which means everybody can put in stipulations and spending items and ask for more, which gives you a bloated bill. The best way to pass those lean spending bills is by having a huge majority in both chambers, which is going to take time to build. And then when you have the Mike Lawlers of the world and you have these other big spending Republicans that are making demands, they can't hijack the legislation anymore, and you can pass lean single issue bills and lean budgets. But you can't do that with a slim majority. But you definitely can't do that if you're in the minority. I'm frustrated too. I want more done. I want better representation. Don't you at least want the chance at getting something done? The chance at getting better representation. For example, the Save America Act passed the House of Representatives. It's stuck in the Senate. We know what's going on. But let me ask you this. What if we flip Michigan and we flip Georgia and we hold the other states and we add 2 seats to our 53-seat tally in the Senate, and now we have 55. We're now 5 votes away from bypassing the filibuster with the Save America Act. Isn't that better than giving seats back to the Democrats? If you want to remove John Thune, maybe we're only 2 votes away from being able to do that. Wouldn't you rather make progress towards that goal than give ground back to the Democrats? You know, when we give the left ground, how hard it is to claw that ground back when we're back in power? I know you're frustrated with the pace. I'm frustrated with the pace too in some aspects. But slow pace turns into no pace if the Democrats take back one or both houses of Congress. So if you're frustrated with the pace, why on earth would you make it easier for the pace that is slow right now to be completely and totally stopped? That doesn't make any sense. Well, the Republicans haven't earned my vote. I get it. That's because we have awful representation on Capitol Hill right now. That's because a lot of us don't participate in primaries. That's where you have a chance to upgrade your representation. Look at what happened in Texas with Brandon Herrera. They finally got it done, but it took a couple of election cycles. Liz Cheney suffered the same fate. Many Republicans across the country who weren't on board, the pro-impeachment Republicans, are gone because people stepped up in the primary and got rid of them. That's where you do it, not in the general. Don't sit this out. We just went through 4 years of Democrat control. You remember that? That wasn't fun. Let's not do that again. Let's not do that again. All right. Let's take a quick break and get to a word from our friends at CovePure. If you've received your CovePure unit, let us know in the chat. CovePure, CovePure.com, CovePure.com/SHAWN. Again, if you've received your CovePure unit, in the chat, I know a lot of people have ordered it, and hopefully you guys have it and you like it. Let us know how you like it in the chat. You know, it's funny. I saw somebody, there was an email came in and said, the CovePure measures TDS. There's got to be a bit there. I look, there's a metric on there called total dissolved solids. It is abbreviated with TDS. There are many, many jokes in there. Get yourself a CovePure, and you can start writing jokes about it too. It is a great thing. Hey, listen, I crap on Alex Jones a lot, right? But he was right about the fluoride. I'll give him the fluoride is in the water. It's turning the freaking frogs gay. This is insane. Fluoride's in the water, folks. We know it. And it has negative impacts on us, right? It does. Fluoride. It's there. The government has been medicating your water with it for over 80 years. Not because you asked for it, right? Not because you voted for it, but because they decided you need it. Well, that's not a decision that I want someone else making for me or my family, which is why we filter all of our water in our home with CovePure. Over 209 million Americans are on fluoridated water right now, and here's what the science actually shows. In September of 2024, a federal judge ruled that adding fluoride to water poses, and we're quoting the court directly, quote, an unreasonable risk to neurological health. Not a fringe study, a federal court ordering the EPA to act. Then in January of 2025, a study published by JAMA Pediatrics, one of the most respected medical journals in the world, confirmed a link between fluoride exposure and children's IQ scores. The higher the exposure, the lower the IQ. Sure, there are some states that are moving on it. Utah and Florida have banned it. But that process takes years to actually implement. Your kids, your family, they're all drinking this water right now. You need something that works, and you need something that works now. And that is exactly what CovePure is. Its Clearwave reverse osmosis technology is certified to remove up to 99.9% of contaminants. Fluoride, PFAs, lead, pharmaceuticals, heavy metals, anything that isn't water gets filtered out. We love the fact that this thing actually puts some of the beneficial minerals back into the water too. Magnesium, calcium, it adds it back in. So you're not just drinking empty water. You're drinking water that does have some of those good minerals in there. It's not just empty stuff that comes right in, goes right out. There are minerals in this stuff that this CovePure unit puts back in the water. So check it out at CovePure.com/SHAWN. You can get $250 off for a limited time. That is CovePure.com/Sean for $250 off. It is a great investment. Safe water. Don't downplay it. Make it happen today. CovePure.com/SHAWN. CovePure.com/SHAWN. All right, here's what we know about the White House Correspondents Dinner shooting suspect. And, we say shooting suspect. First of all, the reporting that night was crazy. He's dead. He's alive. He's dead. He's alive. There's a manhunt. He's dead. He's alive. Okay, obviously, he is alive, and I saw a lot of people like, it's a shame this guy's alive. Nah, I'm actually kind of happy that they got this guy alive. I like it better than when the guy dies and then you don't know, what the deal is. He could sing like an unseasoned boiled chicken breast, although he's kind of slightly seasoned. Boiled chicken breast, this guy. The suspected shooter at the White House Correspondents Association dinner wrote a manifesto and attended a No Kings protest, according to a senior Trump administration official. Jackie Heinrich, new info on the Shooter, the suspect's written manifesto clearly stated he wanted to target administration officials and Donald Trump. Cole Thomas Allen allegedly shared a manifesto with family before he allegedly stormed the Washington Hilton, where the dinner was being held in the ballroom, with what NBC News reported with a shotgun, a handgun, and several knives. His brother alerted authorities after receiving the alleged manifesto. Allen also attended a leftist anti-Trump No Kings protest, was a regular at the shooting range, and was a member of a group known as the Wide Awakes. Heinrich's reporting, which Breitbart News confirmed with a senior administration official, details that the Secret Service interviewed Allen's sister, Averana Allen. Allen said her brother had a tendency to make radical statements, and his rhetoric constantly referenced a plan to do, quote-unquote, something to fix the issues with today's world. According to Andrew Colvett, who's the executive producer of The Charlie Kirk Show, Cole Thomas Allen went by the handle coldforce.bsky.social, with multiple references of violence and guns. In one post, he called President Trump the Antichrist. In another, he recommended buying guns in reaction to Trump's DOJ exploring ways to ban firearm purchases from transgenders. The Los Angeles Times reported the firearms were obtained legally, and according to Heinrich, Allen bought guns at the CAP Tactical Firearms. President Trump, who was rushed off the stage after shots rang out, discussed the manifesto with Fox News' the Sunday briefing, saying he is a sick guy. Here is part of the manifesto that was shared with family members just before he commenced his attack on the dinner. It was a 1,052-word missive signed Cole Cold Force Allen. Friendly federal, Cold. It was signed Cole Cold Force Friendly Federal Assassin Allen, outlining his quote-unquote rules of engagement for the shooting, and stated he believed it was his righteous duty to target administration officials. I know Zach plays this game on Fridays. He does Fan Mail Fridays. And he goes through all of his hate messages. And he plays this game. He puts a scoreboard up. And he plays this game. Is this from the woke right or the woke left? Because the point is, their messaging often overlaps. The woke right and the woke left. This is from the White House Correspondents Dinner Shooters Manifesto, Cole Allen. Hello, everybody. So I may have given a lot of people a surprise today. Let me start off by apologizing to everyone whose trust I abused. I apologize to my parents for saying I had an interview without specifying it was for Most Wanted. I apologize to my colleagues and students for saying I had a personal emergency. By the time anyone reads this, I probably most certainly do need to go to the ER, but can hardly call that not a self-inflicted status. I apologize to all the people I traveled next to, all the workers who handled my luggage, and all the other non-targeted people at the hotel who I put in danger simply by being near. I apologize to everyone who was abused and or murdered before this, to all those who suffered before I was able to attempt this, to all who may still suffer after, regardless of my success or failure. I don't expect any forgiveness, but if I could have seen any other way to get this close, I would have taken it. Again, my sincere apologies. On to why I did any of this. So remember Barack Obama. We don't have a clear motive. Here's the manifesto of the guy who did it saying, on to why I did this. Hey, Barry. This would pretty much be what follows. It would qualify as the motive. On to why I did any of this. This is what Cole Thomas Allen says. On to why I did any of this. I am a citizen of the United States of America. What my representatives do reflects on me. And I am no longer willing to permit a pedophile, rapist, and traitor to coat my hands with his crimes. Interesting. Does that sound like something the Krasensteins would say? Does that sound like something some of the talking heads on The View would say? Does that sound like something some of the people on Abby Phillips' panel on CNN would say? Does that sound like something MS Now would say? Does that sound like something Thomas Massie would say? You know there's a problem when we can't distinguish the difference between woke right and woke left. I am no longer willing to permit a pedophile, rapist, and traitor to coat my hands with his crimes. Folks, this is what I'm talking about. No, the internet is not real life. But the things that are said and posted on the internet do have real world implications. So just like I don't like it when people call anybody they disagree with a fascist or a Nazi or a racist, I also don't like anybody calling people who they disagree with a pedophile or a pedophile protector because they have a different view on how to handle the Epstein files because someone crazy like this guy is going to act on it. You guys think what you post and what gets posted on the internet is some sort of game and it's a, can I get the high score today and how many likes can I get and can I ratio this person? It is not a game. What you say online could have real world implications and real world consequences. Do not be reckless with information and with your God-given right to speak freely. Be responsible, because when you're reckless, this type of crazy stuff is what happens. We have a motive. He hates Donald Trump. Here comes his rules of engagement. Administration officials, they are targets. Prioritized from highest ranking to lowest. Secret Service, they are targets only if necessary and to be incapacitated non-lethally if possible. Hotel security, not targets if at all possible, unless they shoot at me. Guests, not targets at all. Hotel employees, not targets at all. National Guard, same as hotel security. Capitol Police, same as hotel security. He was going after Trump and his cabinet. We have a motive. I would still go through most everyone here to get to the targets if I were absolutely necessary, on the basis that most people chose to attend a speech by a pedophile, rapist, and traitor and are thus complicit. Do you see the problem now? When you run wild on the internet with these insane claims, oh, Bongino's a pedophile protector. Donald Trump is a pedophile and a pedophile protector. Donald Trump is a rapist. He ate a baby. When you make those claims, there are sick people like Cole Thomas Allen who will read that and go, holy crap, he's not just a Nazi, but he's a baby-eating, pedophile-protecting rapist too? I've got to get him. It's that line from Jurassic Park. I don't mean to sound full of myself, but boy, do I hate being right all the time. Because this is not a freaking game. The things you say online, especially if you have a platform, have real world implications. And the worst part about it, some of these people, primarily on the left, know that. It is stochastic terrorism. Hassan Piker, Hakeem Jeffries. We'll get to those guys in just a second. First, a word from our friends at Silent. It is slnt.com/SHAWN. Silent, slnt.com/Sean. Let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, your phone is a tracking device. Between government agencies, big tech, corporate data brokers, even those crazy cyber criminals, everybody's fighting for a piece of your digital footprint and your data. And the worst part about it is they're supposed to ask, but they don't. They just go on and they take it. That is why Silent exists. Silent makes Faraday gear that blocks all wireless signals, including cellular, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, RFID, and near-field communications. No signal means no tracking, no remote access, and no breadcrumbs. This is the same technology trusted by special operations teams around the world, used to block signals, avoid surveillance, and secure communications wherever the mission leads. And right now, it is available to you so you can protect your family, protect your freedom, and secure your digital footprint. Just drop your phone in a Silent Faraday sleeve, and it is off the grid. Completely silent and invisible to the outside world. From their backpacks to their sleeves to their crossbodies, Silent's patented technology gives you total control control of your privacy. Just visit slnt.com/Sean. Get 15% off and free shipping on qualifying orders. That is slnt.com/Sean. Protect your rights, secure your data, and stay one step ahead. Silent.com, slnt.com. Silence the chaos. Go silent today. slnt.com/SHAWN. All right. Where should we go from here? Here is a montage. The Democrat Party is a death cult. They're a death cult. I don't care if you don't refer to them as that. That's just, more bad rhetoric. It's the truth. I don't say it because I want clicks. I don't say it because I want views. I say it because it's true. The Democrat Party, the party of abortion, the party of the open border, the party of transing children, the party of pro-crime, cashless bail, they are a death cult. They had an abortion bus outside of their national convention last year, or 2024. They are a death cult. We are one step away from Democrat politicians sacrificing their babies, their unborn babies, in one of those abortion vans. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened in the 2028 cycle. If you saw a Democrat politician, whether they're federal, state, county, some Democrat elected official somewhere, get pregnant for the sake of aborting that child as a virtue signaling episode outside of the DNC, I would not be shocked if you saw that. They are a death cult. Here is a montage of Democrats just openly calling for violence. Watch.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
There needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
Enemies of the state.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
Do something about your dad's immigration practices, you feckless.
When they go low, we kick them.
How do you resist the temptation to run up and wring her neck?
Biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized right up to the right.
I thought he should have punched him in the face. I said, even if you lost, he insulted your wife.
Yes.
He came down the escalator and called Mexicans rapists and murderers. He said, well, what do you think I should have done? I said, I think you should have punched him in the face and then gotten out of the race. You would have been a hero.
I'd like to punch him in the face. I said if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
Punch some people in the face!
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact.
Look as his character is stabbed to death.
Where is John Wilkes Booth when you need him?
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
And that clip goes on for another minute. You get the point. The Democrats are a death cult. That is what they do. They worship death. Their message revolves around death. They love when people die, namely their political opponents. I see people, we should try. We've got to come together with who? You want unity with the people who want us dead? As the sheeps inviting the wolves over and asking what's for dinner. Are you crazy? We don't live in that world anymore. I need you to listen. Listen to me. We don't live in that world anymore. I wish we did. I wish we lived in the world of September 12th, 2001, where the country gets attacked and we all unify and say, hey, we've got our differences, but F you, we're the United States of America, and you can't do that to us. We don't live in that world anymore. You've got half the country right now because of the mainstream media and some folks who just don't want to go to war actually rooting for us to lose. The left is not interested in kumbaya. They're interested in you dying. I want you to understand this. We don't live in this kumbaya, smoke the peace pipe with the left world anymore. The left is not interested in bringing the violence to an end. They're not. We want it to stop. We want to live in a safe, civil country. The left isn't interested in that. They are a self-loathing death cult and will not be satisfied until the entire country collapses. The attack on Trump at the White House Correspondents Dinner and his cabinet is an attack on our entire country. We do not live in the world, okay, let's all turn down the temperature and come together. They want to kill us. They've said as much. Here's this guy, Hassan Piker, saying, well, someone's got to do something about it.
And you actually wrote about this, and it was a great video where you talked about, someone has to do it. See, when I say that, everyone knows exactly what I mean. That which is, I think that shows that there's a lot of anger, a lot of resentment, and untapped potential, untapped revolutionary potential, as a matter of fact. And it's a great opportunity for organizing, I think, in these
untapped revolutionary, but someone's got to do it. You know what I mean? Wink and a nod. Here's another one of Hassan Piker openly calling for blood to be spilled. Remember the bloodbath hoax? Here's a guy actually calling for blood in the streets.
Well, my understanding is that the property owners who have properties there choose just not to rent it at all.
Yeah, kill them. Kill those motherfuckers and murder those motherfuckers in the street. Let the streets soak in their fucking red capitalist bloods, dude.
Oh, where's the Democrats condemning that? They're campaigning with that guy. I put a post up. I think Benny Johnson shared it on Facebook. I don't want unity with the left. I want victory over the left. I want to defeat them. I want to crush them. I don't want to kill them. I want to crush them. Oh, we should just find a way to come. I'm not coming together with somebody who's holding a gun to my head who wants to pull the trigger. There's no unity with those people. We can have unity. We can have common ground. We can get along with some of the middle. The left, no. I'll show you one more thing in just a second. Before we do that, I want to get to a word from our friends at goldencrestmetals.com/LFA.
I'm sure by now you've heard that silver went up 160% last year, 2025. I bought this silver for $22 an ounce. It's now worth almost $100. And we and experts think that silver is going to get up to about $200 an ounce. Palladium and platinum were stuck at $900 an ounce for like over a year, or in that area. Now they're up over $2,000. Gold is approaching $5,000 an ounce. If you have ever thought about putting some or all of your retirement or nest egg or savings or just buying bullion in precious metals, now's the time to do it. goldencrestmetals.com/LFA. That's goldencrestmetals.com/LFA. Go leave your name, your email, and your phone number. Schedule a time to talk to the folks over at Golden Crest Metals. Get your free gold guide today, and make sure you tune in on Saturdays at 1 p.m. for the Crest Report, where we dive deep into precious metals, why they're doing what they're doing, and where we expect them to go. It is like insider trading. Nancy Pelosi knows about that. We don't. It's just inside information. It's not even really that. It's called knowledge. Get yours today and get a part of gold, silver, palladium, and platinum and diversify your portfolio today. goldencrestmetals.com/LFA.
That's goldencrestmetals.com/LFA. Thank you, Golden Crest Metals and Jeremy, for being a part of the show. Appreciate that. Last but not least here. After the Virginia redistricting vote and referendum passed, Hakeem Jeffries said the following. Democrats defeated Donald Trump's gerrymandering actions, gerrymandering scheme in Virginia tonight. Democrats defeated, do you see this from Hakeem Jeffries? From Dollar Store? Dollar Store Obama, Hakeem Jeffries. After Virginia's redistricting referendum passed, Dollar Store Obama, Hakeem Jeffries said this. Democrats defeated Donald Trump's gerrymandering scheme in Virginia tonight. We will crush the DeSantis dummymander in Florida next. Maximum warfare everywhere, all the time. And a few days after that, you have somebody actually taking up arms and trying to go to war. at the White House Correspondents Dinner. So I ask, what are the rules that we're playing by today? Because if Donald Trump saying peacefully and patriotically, march peacefully and patriotically on January 6th is akin to inciting a violent insurrection, then what is calling for maximum warfare everywhere all the time, and then a few days after that, having somebody try and assassinate the president and his cabinet? What does that count as? I just want to know the rules. Did we change them again? Are we allowed to now call for violence, actual violence? Is peacefully and patriotically still bad, but maximum warfare still good? What are the rules? I'm just looking for the rules, guys and gals on the left. If peacefully and patriotically is enough to indict the president, impeach the president, and accuse him of inciting a violent insurrection at the Capitol, then what does this count as? Maximum warfare everywhere all the time. And then a few days after Hakeem Jeffries posts that, you have a deranged leftist lunatic trying to assassinate the president and members of his cabinet. You want to play this game on the left? I'm ready to play. And I'm ready to play by your rules. Game on. All right, folks, Jeremy Harrell is up next here on rumble.com/LFA TV. We got Mo. Mo is here. Mo is rocking and rolling. Folks, I don't want to get your hopes up, but a new piece of equipment is supposed to come today. We may have a soundboard tomorrow morning. We might. So we'll see what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching and listening. As President Trump says, we will never give up, we will never give in, and we will never ever surrender. If all else fails, we'll just become ungovernable. Thank you. God bless you. God bless this one nation under God, indivisible with liberty and justice for all. Have a great rest of your Monday. We will see you back here tomorrow morning, same time, same place, rumble.com/LFA TV. Subscribe to us anywhere you get your podcast. Search Ungoverned. Hit subscribe. We greatly appreciate it. Jeremy Harrell up next. Thank you for your attention to this matter.